as Walto makes a run ahead of him. Bergkamp suddenly changed pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp! That's magnificent! The move, and then this, which left Dabi's ass totally stranded.
Hello, dear listener and viewer and people doing neither, and welcome to a Bergkamp Wonderland. It's a preview for the Arsenal at Man City FA Cup fourth round game. Is it, Stan? I think that's what it is. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. With me this afternoon, or if you're in sunny Canada this morning, is it still morning there? Is it 10:34?
It is the morning here in Vancouver.
Oh, it's Stan. How you doing?
I'm good. I've probably been out of bed for 20 minutes now.
Good.
The sleep is out of my eye, and I'm here to talk about Arsenal.
My alarm went off at what time did it go off at? 5:30, and then I thought, no, 5 o'clock. I thought I'll have another half hour, and then the next thing you know, went off at 5. I thought I'll have half hour. Next thing I know, it was 5:45, and I went, oh dear, this isn't very good. So I better get a bloody wiggle on. So that's why I was eating scampi fries when Stan joined me. I was busy shoveling them in my face like they were going out of fashion, because I'm very easily pleased. Right, so let's go and have a look in the chat box and see who is in there, and maybe even give them a cheeky little wave. First of all, I know it's Pink Panther was first. He was there at 6:15, 15 minutes early. That's the kind of thing that we like to see. Who else is in there? Pete Coulson is in there. I'll do, Pete. As I go along, I will be typing stuff in my notes. Not that you've been bad or anything, but you never know. Clock Orange, hello. Phil Macker, who's up for FA Cup there? I think we all are. I think we're all quite excited for it. Jim Eves is there. Hello, Jim. Stephen Edwards. Keysby Knight has turned up. It's very nice of you. Sai is here, spouting conspiracy nonsense, no doubt. Who else is there? And Lots of Numbers is here. Pete says hello to both of us. And who else? Rudy Rastos, he's here on time for once. That makes a change. So guys, good evening all. BX Gunner is there. So as soon as I start, I get a bloody text message. Hello, my amigos. Come on, you Gunners. And Sai is double dipping on the Twitch. This Sai is why you're my favourite listener. It's not really. I'm just saying that to make him feel special. Right, let's. Oh, and Paul Nell has put, oi, Stan the man is in the house. He certainly is. Have you had your McDonald's yet, Stan? I take it you haven't.
No, it's a little bit too early yet. Just about out of bed, so I'll probably sort of try and fit that in. About half time, I'll nip down and get that.
Lovely. We in Brampton, which is next to Huntingdon, which is next to Manchester, where I live, we have got a Wendy's open. It's the first one in 25 years. So
there used to be one at when I was in Nipper. I used to get luncheon vouchers off my mum because she used to get them as part of her wage, and I'd go up to the West End to Charing Cross where they'd have a Wendy's, and it was like I used to go there because they had square burgers. Right, the burgers are square.
Now that does sound familiar. I remember growing up as a kid. My dad used to be a van driver, and there was one place on the motorway that had them, and you had to always go and get one. And back then, it sounds stupid, but back then, getting a burger was unheard of in this country, let alone kebabs. Oh,
and they used to have big salad bars in the middle of the Wendy's as well. You could go up and help yourself to all like big salads and that. Very different.
You're talking nonsense to me there. I've got no idea what a salad would be for, or even what you do for. BX says I could go for a bacon quarter pounder. They do the Baconator. I didn't know it was Wendy's that does it Baconator, but apparently it is. You're not here. You're not here to listen to food chat, are you?
No, we're not. Where are we going with this? It's all turned into MasterChef. An
official complaint. It is right.
MasterChef.
If you want to see the game, it is on ITV, and ITV have got a couple of 17-year-olds in and gone, wait a minute, call it ITV-X, because the day of putting X on the end of something is about as relevant as putting an I at the beginning. So ITV have rebranded themselves ITV-X.
Have they really? Okay. Sounds like a porn channel.
It's it's on STV Player. Bet365 say they're streaming it, but you've got to register for it. And it's on normal ITV, and in Northern Ireland, it's on UTV. And TalkSport are commentating on it live. Stan, as is customary, pick a country, and I should tell you what channel it's on.
Well, I can actually tell you that over here in the North America sort of region, I'm going to be watching it on ESPN Plus. That's the service I'm watching it on today.
It says here that it's on Sportsnet Ontario and Sportsnet World.
Maybe. I don't know what they are.
Give me a country and I'll tell you.
Venezuela.
Oh, you have to go all the way down the bottom. Venezuela, where petrol is about 2p a litre. Star Plus and ESPN. All right, launch that out the window. Couple of injuries. We still got Gabriel Jesus currently being assessed. Smith Rowe again has got a thigh injury.
Has he really
been assessed? Yeah,
I thought he was just on. I thought he was just on his way back in.
Well, yeah, this says currently been assessed and potential return the 4th of February, and he has a 25% rating, so that's not. Reece Nelson still injured, still haven't updated it. And Nwaneri is out for the season. It says, quote, on the 25th of January, quote, he had some issues with his knee that we aren't assessing at the moment. They are concerns, especially because Mo is a player who never complains about anything, but let's see. I think he might be doing that so they don't sell him. What do you reckon?
It's a shame about Nwaneri because he's such a handy player to have around. He just comes in, does the job when you want him to, and goes away until the next time that we need him. There he is, the Nwaneri team. So it's a bit of a shame for him there. So I'm sure that he could have come in handy towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but I think looking at the way we have been dibbling and dabbling in the transfer market, we've already got those couple of players. We're looking at 3 other players, apparently. Not that I know. A young Spanish right back from Real Valladolid. But if we get him, they'll loan him straight back. Hello, Rocky. Thank you very much for joining us. Oh, Zamir is here as well. Hello, Zamir. Wonder what Edu's cooking. Caicedo watch. That's one of the other players. Caicedo will come in and he is the cover for Partey. And Pat Rice is going to come from West Ham. No, not Pat Rice, is it? Yeah, he'll be. If he comes, he'll be the Xhaka cover. And how do I know that? I'm in a group with some people who know what they're talking about. Ooh. They're clueless. The Keysby Knight says muscle injuries are common following surgery. Zamir says, "No, Mo is a classy guy. He won't resort to something like that." Stephen Edwards, is Smith Rowe the new Wilshere? We need to keep him in the bubble wrap. Is Smith Rowe number 10? He is, isn't he?
He is, isn't he? Yeah.
And Wilshere took a 10 before he ended up. Oh dear. And Bergkamp never played for us again after they took the 10 off him. That's sad times. Jimmy's reported that Martinelli has signed a new 4-year contract.
That's right. I just heard that.
You just said that?
No, I just heard that. Sorry. I just heard that before I came on.
I thought you said you just read that. I mean, just heard that. Said that. Some combination of hearing, listening, and seeing, none of which I am doing tonight. I hope everybody likes my freshly shaved head. It's taken about 20 years off me, and I don't have people looking at me and shouting the N-word. As in nonce, including my child, which is odd. BX Gunner says ESR is following the unfortunate trend of past players plagued by injury and lots of numbers. Won't sell. I've got an itchy armpit. I'm not having a turn. I think I put too much deodorant on, and now you know it's like standing too much deodorant. It gets a bit itchy, doesn't it?
It does.
There we go. And lots of numbers won't sell Nwaneri while injured, taking up a wage that could have gone towards someone better. And Rudy seems to like Caicedo, and we're not even sure how to spell his name. I'd never heard. I mean, I thought when they're saying we're buying Caicedo, I thought, didn't he already they sell him to Chelsea? Well, that's cheeky. Selling the same player twice. That's the kind of thing
I thought exactly the same thing. And I was like, they're 2 different players, right? Yeah. I was the same thing.
Pete says, but Brighton have turned down 60 million bid for Caicedo, apparently. Rocky says, I'm looking good. That's very nice. Zamir, we took our time reintegrating Martinelli and the fans were losing their mind. Now he's fit and firing, so we should have some patience with ESR. Take time to reintegrate ESR. He'll be fine. That's very logical, Zamir. That's better than anything we could usually knock out. It's made us look like children here.
He definitely
Wise words.
But it's a shame, though, isn't it? Because, it would have been like having a new signing back, as we are short enough as it is. So it's just like he's on the top shelf and we can't quite reach him. It's quite frustrating that we can't utilise ESR.
As Rudy says, Martinelli's contract is 4.5 years, so he'll be with us until 2027.
Good.
Not bad, is it? Should get a couple of good games out of him in that length of time.
And hopefully as well, hopefully it might cause a knock-on effect, and other people might put pen to paper a bit more quickly as well.
I think Gabriel and Saliba are the next ones that we need to get done.
Yeah.
Sai says Arteta out, spread some negativity. Good news. Mr. Boblex has turned up. Another one watching on the Twitch. How many people are watching on Twitch? Well, there's only 2 of you. That doesn't seem fair. Right. Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? And Keysby Knight says tata teta. Don't know what that means.
Tata teta? Does that mean Arteta out? Goodbye. Arteta out? Tata as in goodbye?
Phil Macker says only nut jobs will be panicking over ESR. He'll be fine. Well, maybe we are. Maybe I'm a little bit nuts. I even forgot to open my other windows that will have to be, so I can keep an eye on what you vagrants are typing. Come on, top chat, live chat. There we go. And so, Stan, what's your thoughts before the game starts? How do you think? What's your gut feeling about how it's going to go?
Well, we were talking just before we came on, and we both were like saying to each other, we don't feel nervous. And Arsenal have got to a stage now over this season where they've began to reinstill confidence in me, and I don't feel as nervous as I did a couple of seasons ago going into games. We've got a team now that if we go behind, I don't even worry about that either, because I'm confident that the team will work together and find their way out of it. And invariably, that's exactly what happens. So I'm not nervous, but I'm excited. I mean, everyone's saying that this is the match that's going to be like a big benchmark, because it doesn't matter who we play, or we keep hearing from the outside, you haven't played anyone yet until you play City. We're going to play City. But are we going to play the real City? Are both managers going to put out their A teams and use it as a little bit of a test, as a little bit of a mini joust before we meet each other in the league? Or are they going to relax a little bit and maybe take their foot off the pedal and put out a slightly weaker teams? I mean, I don't know if Man City has a weaker team, but a B team as such. So if anything goes wrong, the manager can then turn around and go, well, I didn't feel my full strength team. We'll come correct in the league when we face each other with our A teams. The only thing is as well, there's plenty of recovery time. It's not like after this game, we play a game in, say, 3 days' time. There's plenty of time for players to recover. So maybe he goes with a full strength team. And I don't know what I would do. If I was picking a team for today, I'm still undecided whether I would go with a full strength team, because there's a part of me that, players like Teabag, they need minutes in their legs. Trossard, I'd like to give him a run out. Even though Sambi Lokonga's a little bit shaky, he's not going to improve if he doesn't get minutes. So I'm a little bit torn in a full strength team, or whether I would put some of the second string in there.
Yeah, let's go and have. I agree with that. And they could have their third strength team out and still give most Premier League teams a good run out. The first ever game, actually, I'll go back and I'll count how many games we have played. That's 160, 205 games. We've won
we've not beat him in like 19 games, I believe.
Well, I've got a little graphic for that. So, what was it? That's 205 games. You're making me forget my numbers. 205 games. We've won 98. They've won 62. And then we have drawn 45. So the first ever meeting was on the 11th of November, 1893. Woolwich Arsenal v Ardwick, which is what they changed their name to, which is what they were in the first place. James Henderson scored the only goal in a 1-0 win. That gives you confidence. And then we come to a little bit more modern times. So that one. Right, 3 games ago, we're going to go back for the last 3 games at the Etihad. 17th of June, behind closed doors, 2020. They beat us 3-0 with Raheem Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, and Phil Foden. Dark times. And the game closed near since then. 17th of October 2020, again behind closed doors. Strange times. And they beat us 1-0 with a goal from Raheem Sterling, and Arteta was the manager then. And the last time we played them at the Etihad, Stan, look away if you're squeamish. 28th of August 2021, they beat us 5-0. Gundogan got 1, Ferran Torres got 1, Jesus got 1, Rodri got 1, and then Torres got another 1. But our lineup that day: Leno gone, Suarez gone, Holding there, Chambers gone, Kolasinac gone, Tierney might as well be gone, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Aubameyang gone, and then Elneny, Lacazette, and Maitland-Niles all came on. This is the game when we had Xhaka sent off after 35 minutes. What's your thoughts on that?
I think the last time we beat Man City was 2007, which was a FA Cup game. And in the league, you have to go back to, I think, 2005. So it's been a long time coming for us to get a result over them. But we were a different beast than we were the last time that we faced them. A much different beast. And in certain respects, so are Man City.
The last time we beat them in the league was 2015, not 2005.
2015. Yeah.
2-1, 21st of December 2015, which is 7 and a bit years ago, beat them 2-1. But I've put up on the screen, Stan, the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The last 13 times we played them, we beat them once. And I think that was in the FA Cup. Was it the semi-final we beat them?
I can't remember.
Every other time we lost. I mean, we got smashed 5-0, 4-1, 3-0, 3-0, 3-1, 3-0, 3-0, 3-1. The closest we've had is that 1-0 loss a little while ago. So they are. I mean, you can put their record up against any Premier League side, and most of the results would look like this: loss, 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 loss. Maybe the odd win or the odd draw. Loss, 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 loss. So, would you say that Man City are weaker now that they rely on Haaland for their goals, because they are struggling a little bit at times, aren't they?
I think when I think about what's going on at Man City, I think the closest resemblance that I can think of was going back when Newcastle were flying under Kevin Keegan, and they were, I think, was it 17 points ahead in the league? And then they went out and bought another piece to their puzzle, didn't they? They spent some money and bought in Tino Asprilla, who's an excellent player. But for some reason, adding him to the team, it done something, didn't it? It kind of lopsided them. I don't know what the right phrase is, and they lost the league. It was just one too many. The style of play changed. They had to try and fit him in. You know, players are trying to constantly go through him, and it totally ruined the good work that they were doing. And I don't know, maybe that's happening a little bit with Man City. Their style of play is now changing. They're trying to put everything through Haaland. You know, he could end up maybe scoring 30 odd goals this season as an individual, but as a team, they may not win the league.
It is odd. I mean, already this season, I think he's got 25 Premier League goals. Where is it? 25 Premier League goals in 20. I think maybe he's missed a game in 19 games. That is disgusting. How a player can do that. And you would expect that if a team could have a player that is that capable, then hold on, there we go. Then they wouldn't be looking at the league table. They wouldn't be 5 points behind Arsenal with a game in hand, and their goal difference is only 4 better than us. But then when we play our game in hand, I don't know who it's against. I think it'll actually be against Man City.
I think the answer to that is that you've always got to remember it's a team game. You know, you can have some really good individuals in your side. Look at Chelsea. Look at some of the talented individuals that they have on their side, but they can't seem to get it together and gel as a team. If you look at Arsenal, I mean, if you open a dictionary right now and look up the word team, there's probably a picture of the Arsenal squad, because they are the epitome of what a team should be. They're in it together. Win, lose or draw, they are working as one cohesive unit, and they're all doing it together. There's no prima donnas. There's no dandy dans. You know, we haven't got like a Ronaldo type. Yeah, a Ronaldo type-ish player who spits his dummy out if the ball doesn't come to him so many times in a game, and everybody's working together as a team, and I think that's given us the edge. It's probably one of the key things that's given us the edge this season, and why we're top of the league.
I think that's very, very true indeed. So get rid of that. Our Karl, the wonderful Karl, who does all of our podcast, all of our Twitter
that London
stuff.
guy.
That London guy, Monopoly world champion. He put this tweet out today, people at home on the bus, walking the dog. Hello, Rover, if you are walking the dog. And he says, is this our possible lineup for today? Turner in goal. Tell me if any of these you disagree with. Turner in goal, Holding and Gabriel at the back. Oh, silence so far. Tomiyasu right back, Tierney left back. Oh, if I take this away, That's Stan thinking. Look, he's thinking, deep thinking. He hasn't stopped me yet. Lokonga and Xhaka in central midfield.
Stop.
Oh! Go on,
No, I
tell
mean,
us.
I do get a little bit worried with Lokonga, but as I said earlier, players don't improve unless they get minutes, and that's a good lineup that Karl's put out. But I'm thinking there's been a couple of games this season, hasn't there? I think it might have been in some of our Europa League games where when we field our first 11 and maybe have just a couple of the second stringers in there, we seem to be able to handle that and manage that and get a result. But if we go completely the other way and field a team of mostly our second string, they suffer. And what happens? You have players like Odegaard and Jesus on the bench, and they have to come off the bench to help because the second string can't do it on their own. So as much as I like Karl's lineup, and as I said earlier, I want to see people getting minutes in their legs, it does worry me that if we go wholesale changes, I'm not sure whether they're going to have enough about them, and we're only going to have to start bringing people on off the bench. Whereby if we start with a strong team and go the other way, if we start with a strong team and we seem to be carving out a result in the game, then maybe we can start taking people off and bringing on the second string to shore it up a bit nearer to the end. So it's going to be interesting to see which way the manager goes. But I do like Karl's lineup.
Also, a good thing that we're playing on the Friday is we're now not playing again until next Saturday. So we could afford to play our best team because next Saturday we're away at Everton at 12:30. Oh, good God.
Can I just make a quick comment? I see that Mr. Waffles has said, yeah, Lokonga is the new whipping boy. I don't say that he's a whipping boy, and it's not like that we always have to find one player in the team that we can just go, yeah, that guy's fucking shit. But sometimes you're going to have a player that's just not up to snuff. And at the moment, for the position that we want Lokonga to play, which is quite a dangerous position and a responsible position on the pitch, he's just not quite up to snuff at the moment, which is why I'd like to see him play, because he's not going to get any better if he's not going out with the team and playing football, whether with us or on loan. And he's not gone out on loan. We've not sent him out on loan, so he has to get minutes.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a weird one, knowing what exactly to do. But I think I didn't realise how far away the Everton game was. Everton are rubbish. It looks like they might get Sean Dyche in as their manager, so I wouldn't be surprised if Arteta does go. Everyone's playing, but someone down here, Anik put Turner, Tomiyasu, Tierney, all the T's, Trossard, Vieira, and Holding, and Saka all start. So if we go back to what Karl has put there, Karl has put Vieira in the Odegaard role, Saka on the right, Trossard on the left, Eddie up front. We've got no choice of Eddie, and we know Turner is almost definitely going to, well, we say almost definitely. He showed at the World Cup that he's a decent player. The only worry is if this was our starting 11, then the only problem I've got is Holding being match fit, because he's had so few minutes lately. Everyone else in this team, apart from maybe Lokonga and Vieira, they've all had plenty of minutes. So we will see, dear Stan. Right, what else are people putting in the chat here? The lineup's out, says BX. I don't know. If you wait there, I shall go and have a look here and refresh. I have to go and use the podcast account because I've got them blocked.
What are you doing here? I've got a cat sat on my lap getting tangled up in headphone wire.
Oh, no. Lineups aren't on Arsenal's Twitter yet. Phil says, Lokonga is the last bad buy for me. Mr. Waffles says, not you in particularly, Stan, but everyone on the interwebs are screaming for him to be sold. I want to see him go out on loan. He's got something in him. Just needs to wink it out with a decent loan.
He was a captain at Anderlecht, and to be a captain of your team, and at such a young age, he probably must have had a lot of other players on his squad that might have been older than him. He must have something about him to be given that kind of responsibility, to be the captain, right? To be shouting the odds and, being the mouthpiece for the manager. So he must have something about him.
He will indeed. Pete Little says, it will be second string tonight. Mind games. Stephen Edwards says, Holding to play, ? Boy 10 is here. Nice of you to join us. Play Nwaneri, boy. He'll be good for it. he'll be good for it 2 years later.
Do we think Kiwior is going to get a run out at some point today? Maybe from off the bench, because we can use up to 5 substitutes. I mean, he's already, he's not a young player that needs to settle. He's a footballer that's been playing for his national team and plays in Serie A. He knows how to defend. So, because I was on our Arsenal fan circle yesterday talking about this, and some people are going, oh, no. Let's let him settle in. I'm like, why? He knows how to play football. We played Gabriel Megalegs in that first game because David Luiz was injured, and Megalegs wasn't supposed to play, if you remember, and we had to throw him in, and he scored on his debut. William Saliba as well, first game of the season. I'm sure that if Tomiyasu had been fit at the beginning of the season, I think that our back four would have been Tomiyasu on the right, and Ben White would have been in the middle, and Saliba would have been on the bench. But another happy accident meant that Mikel had to play Saliba, and he hasn't looked back since. So, I'd like to see this guy. He's fit and able, right? He shouldn't be jet lagged. He's only come from Poland. He's already been training. Why can't he come off the bench and show us what he can do?
I mean, look at him there. We've got a picture of him up on the screen. He's
big lump, isn't he?
He's freezing cold, and he's out Tierney. He's probably. I'm surprised he's wearing any clothes, not just running around in his jockstrap. If that's a thing anymore, but he looks like a unit, which is what we want, and he's obviously fit. So I'd say yes, Dan. He probably will be on the bench. Let's go and see what everyone else is. If anyone wants to put their predictions in, then I will save them for the end of the show, as usual. I will go through them all, and then we can all laugh at you when you're wrong. So there we go. Sai says, Lukonga probably needs a loan. Maybe he is a confidence player. I think everyone, when you come into one of the biggest clubs in the world, then you really have got to have confidence to be able to play. Oh, you're having a moment there, are you?
No, it's the cat.
Oh, it's the cat.
I don't. Contrary to popular belief, I don't have a tail, Danny.
No, I saw the microphone moving. I thought you were adjusting it. Archangel says, agree with Stan. There is a player in there. Yeah, Phil Macker. You would think Pepe had something about him for us to pay 80 million, Stan. Well, that wasn't us, was it? That was the Toad. Pete Little, why give away how strong you are in the league? Possibly. Mark is there. Hello, Treacle. Boy 10, just play a team that could maybe win without risking anyone important, simple enough. Are you bothered about the FA Cup, Stan?
Oh, as a competition?
Hang on,
Mr. Boblex wants to see Tamina quickly. Hang on. Is that? There you go. That's Tamina. On my desk.
Is that your wallet there?
Yeah. There's nothing in it, though.
Got a hole in it. I've actually got my wallet on the table. It's strange. I've got it out to keep... it's the Batman.
Yes. So I'm sorry. The FA Cup itself, I wish the FA Cup could go back to how it was when I was a kid. It's the last game of the season after all Premier League games are finished. It's on for the whole day. It starts at 12 o'clock on BBC One. You listen to the managers. You get the captains. The captains introduce the team. You go through the history of their past FA Cups, and you devote the whole day to it. And that's how I wish the FA Cup could go back to being. But now it's kind of a little bit of a side note, isn't it? It almost feels like it's almost treated like it's in the way of other things. And maybe if you allowed the winner of the FA Cup to get a Champions League place, that would maybe give the champions, the FA Cup, bring it back into vogue a little bit. If there was something really meaningful that you'd get out of it.
All right, hold on to your hats, people. My computer's been a dickhead again. Right, here we go. Ready, Stan? Line up. Yep. Tell the boys and girls at home on the toilet that aren't watching what the lineup is.
Matt Turner, Tomiyasu, Holding and Gabriel, Tierney. So that's your back four there. Xhaka, Partey, Teabag, a.k.a. Vieira, Trossard. He's going to get his start, and he's in the picture there looking like he's well up for it. I bet he's chomping at the bit. He cannot wait to play for Arsenal. 1 minute he's playing at Brighton, the next morning he wakes up, he's going to win he's up for winning the league. So I bet he can't wait to get on the pitch and show us what he can do. And Saka and Eddie Nketiah. And the substitutes are far too small for me to read without my reading glasses on.
Ramsdale, White, Zinchenko, Saliba, Kiwior, Lukonga, Odegaard, Marquinhos, and Martinelli.
Kiwior?
Yeah,
that's far too orangey for crows.
The Crows don't like it. It's the only way I can remember his name, Mr. Kiwior.
I like that. I'm going to use that. I'm going to start using that.
So does that? So how far away was that from Karl's team? You got Turner, you got Holding, you got Gabriel, you got Tierney, Tomiyasu, you got Xhaka, Vieira. Saka.
He got one wrong, didn't he?
He only got one wrong.
I think Lukonga, wasn't it? It was the only one.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let's all praise Karl. There he is, top right hand corner. He's looking down at his starting 11. He's going, yeah, I know football. So well done, Karl.
Yeah.
That's why he's. That's why.
So what does everybody else think of this lineup? I mean, because somebody, I can't remember who it was. They put it in the chat just a moment ago, and it was kind of like, we bluff Man City, and Man City come running out to face us to see, right, let's take on the Arsenal, and be like, you're gonna have to wait till the league. We're just going to give you a little sample. We're not laying all of our cards out on the table in this game. You're going to have to wait until the league. So maybe there's a little bit of that going on, but obviously as well, players got to get. Was Kiwior on the bench?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Anik has put up the Man City lineup. Ortega, I don't know who that is. Lewis, don't know who that is.
No.
Stones, Akanji, Ake, Rodri, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Mahrez, Grealish, Haaland. So front half of the team worrying, back half of the team, I've got no idea who they are.
No.
Do you know who they are?
No, it's a fairly strong team though, isn't it? It's a fairly strong team, but it's still I still think that we can get something out of this.
Yeah. I'm going to go and have a look at who those players are because I have not heard of them. I'm having to do.
Maybe the Arsenal team are looking at the lineup and going, "Who the fuck are they?" rubbing their hands together, going, "Okay, this could be good."
Stefan Ortega, 30-year-old goalkeeper. They got him from Armenia Byfield on a free transfer. He has he ever played for Man City? He has played 1 League Cup, 3 League Cup, 1 FA Cup, 2 Champions League games. That's all he has done. I bet he's a lump though, isn't he? He's only 6'1" and he's 30 years old. I'm not overly impressed by him. I reckon a few pot shots from a half a mile out. Now, Lewis. Who is Lewis? Lewis is... Oh, Rico Lewis. 18-year-old, Manchester City Academy, right back. He's played 8 games for Man City in the league this season. He's played 14 games in his life for Man City, and he is 5'7". So he's 5'7", and he's their youngest ever Champions League scorer at 17. Well, there you go. It's another one I've never heard of. Stones, we know. Akanji is a Swiss player, right back, centre back, 27. Got him from Dortmund. I should have known who he is, but I've no idea. And then Rodri. How can Rodri not be Welsh with a name like that? But I've heard of Rodri. Defensive midfielder. Cost a fortune from Atletico Madrid. And the rest of them we know. So basically they've got a shit goalkeeper and a child at right back. So that fills me with joy, Stan. Because that kid at right back is going to have Trossard running at him. The Belgian Arshavin at about 1,000 miles an hour.
I think my missus is pretty gutted that she's not working from home today, so she could sneakily keep popping out of her office and watch Jack Grealish run around in his very, very extra small shorts, that tight shorts that he wears. He buys them shorts. He buys them shorts a size smaller on purpose. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
He's teasing the ladies. A name I've not seen before: Levi Orbjork. Said the last bit quickly, see if I can get it right. Says, last time we played them, we dominated in the first half. We got the first glimpse of what was to be Arsenal of this season before the ref got unsettled. We have a point to prove. That is a magnificent point, Levi. What a way to make your debut. That was, I remember now, last season that we did that, and then we did it. We did it again against Liverpool, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we went off and did it against Leicester. And I remember thinking, hold on, I smell what Arteta's cooking here. And you know what? It's making me hungry for more. Anik says Partey starts. Yes, he does. Rather than Lukonga, which is what
that was
Karl said.
Yeah.
Hi, Tamina. Does Stan pay you rent? Okay. I don't think so. Lineups out. Haaland and KB. Oh, Mr. Boblex has used the emojis. He's got cat emojis, which you only get that on Twitch, people. Only on Twitch. And who else are we down? Mark says, depends what midfield Pep plays. If KDB or Rodrigo and Silva, then we can pitch Lokonga up against them. Mr. Waffles says he's Batman. Lovely. Thunder Road is here as always. Saliba and Gabriel had pre-seasons, not a few training sessions. Fair enough. Sky Spray. I was going to call you Spray is there. Oof, on the Twitch. Phil is agreeing with you. Lovely. What else have we got down to? Oh, BX Gunner has put hot emojis and a little kissy symbol. I think that means one for me, one for you. We share the kiss.
Oh, thank you.
We're both hot. Archangel says we're toast. Mike Hertz says dog is better than cat. If there's any mods here, could you just ban him?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, dog doesn't catch mouse. And that's why we bought cat when we lived in Amsterdam, because in Amsterdam, every house has mouse, many mouse. In fact, in 3 months, I killed 18, so we got a cat. I was like, I can't kill anymore. This is tiring me out.
And also, if you go away for a week, you can leave your cat on its own. As long as you've got cat flaps, put out a load of food, a load of water. I've just bought one of those fountain water things for my cat.
We have one of those. We have one of those. But she won't drink from the fountain bit. She still drinks from the pool bit. She won't drink from the actual, you know.
Boyce says isn't actually a decent 80-man unit to see out the season, methinks. Mr. Boblets likes a bit of Kiwior. I think we all do. Maybe replace Lokonga with Caicedo. Well, possibly. We did say maybe we could sneak Caicedo into Brighton and see if we can get away with it. Right, so where are we going down to? Just Mike Hertz, what's he said now? Wasn't expecting this many changes. Pumpkin says City changed one player in comparison to the league and keeper.
I love that handle, by the way. It's one of my favourites. Rancid pumpkin. I like that.
I hate pumpkins. Boblik says Akanji was it sounds Japanese with a name like Akanji.
Akanji.
Can't really be anything else, can it?
Oh no, it could be sounds to me, it could be African, right? There's an African
could well be
sound to it to me.
You never know. Right, let's go down to see because we can't read. Loki has finally turned up. Everyone give Loki a round of applause. Better late than never. There. Mr. Boblek says Lewis will invert like Zinchenko does for us. Well, that's something to keep an eye on. Nick B is there. He's got a Twitch. Harry Redknapp's got a Twitch. Archangel wants to know, how did you kill the mices?
We tried, traps, and then sometimes, you'd hit a trap golf in the night, and then it would be caught by its tail, so it weren't going to die. Then you'd have to go in there and finish it off, or you'd see one scurry by, and so you'd run after it and try and get it with a broom, or the bloody cat. We bought a cat to get rid of them. She started bringing them in from outside. I'm like, this wasn't in the contract. You're supposed to get rid of them, not bring them in. She brings them in and just plays with them, and then I have to kill it. So yeah. It was all very traumatic. I found it all very traumatic, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't get any mices. I'm living in the countryside. I don't have any mices. So Alan Bastard MP, I downloaded the series, watching it. It's not as good as I remember. Not confident in this team. Oh dear, Phil. Kanji is full of holes. He's Swiss.
Okay.
Oh dear. Keysby Knight, get ready for a holding masterclass against the Cyborg. Peter Little, Kiwior will come on if we are down by 2 goals and just see if he can handle the pressure. And Bob Lex, if we can't get Caicedo, go for the guy at Sporting we're linked to. I know Spurs have been linked to a bloke from Sporting who is a right midfielder, right back. So
Fresneda.
Yes, we've only got one person who is. Oh, here we go. Peter's put one in. People, put your predictions in the chat. And then I will go through them at the end. I'm playing for time. I'm just going to go back and see. We've only got 2, Stan. What kind of interaction is that with the boys and girls at home?
What's that?
No
2 what?
2
what?
2 predictions.
I thought you were going to say 2 likes. I've only got 2 predictions. It's a difficult one to predict. I'm finding it hard to. I'm not sure I can give you a prediction for this. It'll be just one.
Well, you're going to.
It'll be just one I'm going to pull out of the air. And I mean, do we want to replay? Not really. We don't want to draw. Do we want to replay?
No, we don't want to play them 4 times in a month.
Exactly. So, I'll have to give you my prediction near the end then. Hard. You know, I think my prediction will be coming from my heart.
Yep, not your socks.
Yeah.
How many likes have we got at the moment? Stan, we've got 19 likes, and there's 55 people. There's 50 people watching. There's 5 on Twitch. Hello, you beautiful people of Twitch. So I've only got 19 likes, Stan.
That's a lot of freeloading, isn't it?
That's way too much.
Don't freeload, guys. Just drop us a like.
No,
you know, help us out.
As Chris Sutton would say, you're better than that. Oh, we've got someone called Spin3313. You're new. Hello. That's good.
So, Danny, can I ask you a question?
You certainly can.
What do you think of that?
Oh, hold on. I think I'm just going to go. I'll just type in saying hello to Spin. Right, there we go. Show it again. I was going full screen. That is Trust the Process. That looks like an interesting thing.
That is a mug from my little online shop that I've put together. It's a little online shop called the Gooner Shack, and it's on Etsy. And it's Arsenal related mugs, t-shirts, hats, hoodies, that kind of thing. So go and have a little look at the shop, and even if you don't buy anything, maybe give the shop a follow or a little like to help me out. I'll just show you. There's only like about 8 things on there at the moment, but I'm going to be putting some more stuff on there. Some more stuff on there, you know, each and every day.
Oh, this has nothing to do with ABW in case any of that is copyright. We don't get anything out of this. I don't know where he's got the pictures from.
And I will never tell you where I get those pictures from, but it's a little shop on Etsy. It's called the Gooner Shack, and you might find a gift on there for Valentine's Day for somebody or a birthday gift. But even if you don't buy anything, just maybe just tickle it and give it a follow to help out the algorithm. And that's all for my self-promotion for this morning. So thank you.
You are more than welcome, Stan, because you spend so much time with us. Like you are joining us for the post-game show along with Deke, aren't you? So that
yes, I am. Be looking forward to
all 3 of us.
Deke. Yeah. And hopefully we'll be all in a very good mood and be celebrating a win.
Good. Right, let's go and have a look through some of your predictions.
Is that a Stanley Cup? Yes, it is. I like
that. Mark has gone 1-1. Pete Coulson has gone 3-1 to City. I hope I'm wrong. We're up to 25 likes, Stan. Phil, you can't put the F word and then Twitch because then the swear filter blocks you, Phil. You need to get around the swear filter, and anyone who's new, you can swear as much as you want, but YouTube will block it, so you have to try and get around it by devious means. Mr. Boblix 2-1 City, Loki 2-1 Arsenal, Anik 3-1 City, Phil Macker just not fussed about, but 2-2. BX Gunner 3-2 the Arsenal, Sai 2-0 City. I've never seen one go so back and forth. Peter Little 2-1 the Arsenal. Jim Eves has gone 2-0. I think that maybe means to City. Rudy has gone 1-1. Spin has said 3-2 to the Scum in Blue. Sky has gone 4-1 to... not picking my nose. I've got itchy nostril with a hair. Sky has gone 4-1 to City, I'm afraid. And the last one that I've got before I go and check for any more, Keysby Knight has put a 2-1 win for the Arsenal. Boy 10 has gone 3-1 Nketiah hat-trick. What else have we got in there? Rancid Pumpkin, Head 3-1 City, Heart 2-1 Arsenal, but fuck my head. Clock Orange has gone 2-1. Oh, here we go. If anybody wasn't sure, that's how the stand shop is called, the Gooner Shack with no spaces. I think that's it, Stan, that it's come down to it. We've been 44 minutes up. We've got to get going so I can get this edited and put up online. What's your heart say and what does your head say?
I'm going to go with my heart. My heart wants to win. I'd like to see some goals. So maybe a 3-2 or a 2-1, 3-2. But what I don't want is I don't want to draw and have a replay and another game that we have to play. I don't want that.
Because that would be counterproductive.
Yeah, let's get it done now. Let's just try and get the job done now. And if we lose, right, because we're all going to come back here and reconvene after the match. Remember, guys, if we lose, let's not lose it. The boys have done so well this season. Remember, at this moment in time, we've only had one loss. We could be on an Invincibles run if it wasn't for that loss. So if we do lose this game, I would say as long as everybody works hard and gives their all, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Wise words there. I am going to go for a loss. Logically, a loss. And you know what? We will do a post-game show if we lose, and I won't really care. As long as we haven't got any injuries, our players that are not necessarily first-team players have had a bit of a run out. It's been an entertaining game because I think to expect a team to go to the Man City's place and get a win is a very, very hard thing to do when we have won one of our last 15 games there, or whatever that stat was. So I'm expecting to lose. We have what it takes to beat them, but they've got the Terminator up front, so that's
just go out, hard. Just go out and give a good account of yourselves, and that's all I can ask for. It's not going to be the end of the world. You know, I know, you know what it's like. You know, there's a loss in these people say, "Oh, they're shit. Get rid of Arteta. They don't know what they're doing. Get rid of the Cronkies." I don't, you know, all the usual little sound bites of despair. You know, I'm not going to buy into that as long as everybody gives a good account of themselves, and I don't see why they won't because this team are up for it. This team wants to win things.
Nick B sums up my thoughts exactly. We are going for the league. Fuck the cup. Come on, you Gunners. Can't argue with that, Stan. And with those wise words, we are going to depart the show and we will be back 10 o'clock, I think it's going to be. So about 5 minutes after the game ends, maybe 6 or 7 minutes, depends. So we might be one of the only ones doing it because it's a late night game in the UK. And I think most people who do this have got work in the morning. And so they may not want to be up till 11 p.m. talking about the football. Right, that's it. So, Stan, thank you very much. You have been an absolute delight.
Cheers, mate. As always, good to be here and look forward to coming back and reconvening at the end of the game.
Lovely. And we will see you all after the game. Come on, you Gunners. We got to do this. We don't actually. It doesn't really matter. I don't care. I'm going to go and see if I can order some burgers and takeaway. That's the life I lead. Bye-bye.
As soon as I scored that goal, I was fucking livid. Get down, dog. Splendid business.
He nearly caught the bloody thing. What are you talking about?
So I was just eating a full quiche. Well, you don't often see them at Ibs, so when you see them in the supermarket, they need to be swagged, microwaved immediately, and get the brown sauce on one. Bosh, Bob's your uncle.
Never in doubt.